Hi everyone. So today we have a Python problem set that is on hacker, and it is a regarding basic data types. I am trying to solve or learn some Python. So solving this, we will try to solve this and also learn about the main concept which has been based on which this problem set is designed. So this question is regarding the list comprehension. List is a type of built-in data type in the Python. The other three are tuple, set, and dictionary. And how it is created, a list is square bracket. You can you can list items. These are orders, changeable. They allow duplicate items. We can print out the length using length function. So we'll try to learn and see how. So this is list comprehension, and it is generally used in place of for loop because let's read the question and see what is. Let's learn about the list comprehensions. You are given three integers x, y, and z, representing the dimensions of a cuboid, along with an integer n. Okay, so we are given four integers. Means three represent the dimension of cuboid and one integer n. So we have to print a list of all possible coordinates given by I, j, k on a 3D grid where the sum of I plus j plus k is not equal to n. Okay. 3D grid, we have to print all possible coordinates. Coordinate again means the direction, x, y, and z direction. And these coordinates are defined as here the values of I, j, and k is defined. Values of I is from 0 to x, y is 0 to y, k is 0 to z. Please use list comprehension rather than multiple loops as a learning exercise. For example, they have given an example. Value of x, y, z, and n is. So all permutation of y, z, and k are 0, 0, 0. Okay. So this is value of I, j, k. I, j, k. J, it could be 0, and I is 0, j is 0, k is 0. So all the permutations for the value I, j, and k. So what we have to print? We have to print an array of the elements that do not sum to n equal to 3. So all these in this list of arrays that we have, the permutations for the values of x, y, z, we have to see or check that which of these arrays do not sum to 3, and we have to print that. Now again there is an example. Four, four integers x, y, z, and n, each on a separate line input format. Okay, each on a separate line x, y, z, and n. Constraint is print the list in lexicographic increasing order. Okay, that is a constraint. Sample input 1, 1, 1, 2. Sample output should be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Is the output. Lesson is each variable x, y, and z will have values of 0 or 1. All permutations of the list in the form. Remove all arrays that sum to n equal to 2. Leave only the value of sample input here, sample output. Okay, let us first see. Okay, we are taking a 4 input, all integers. Okay, now what we need to do is now we need to find out. Now we need to put a constraint on that. Because there is a constraint let's say the value of I, j, and k. So the constraint is that the values of I, j, and k will be between these 0 to x, 0 to y, 0 to c. So we need to put that constraint. Okay. So because that is one part, uh, that is how all permutations will arrive. And we have to do this not using a for loop but using list. So how we can create a list is, okay, where we have list comprehension example. Let's see. This offers a sort of syntax when you want to create a new list based on the value of an existing list called comprehension. For example, based on a list of fruits, you want a new list containing only fruits with the letter A in the name. Okay. Suppose that this is the list. We have fruits, apple, banana, cherry. And new list is this. So we created this new list. For X in fruits, if A is next, new list auto appends. Spread new list. So this is using for loop. Okay. And with list comparison, we can do this all in only one line of code. So this is the lead fruit and that is a and new list is equal to x for x in fruits, a in the x, print new list. So we are using for loop in the list comprehension. But directly you are adding all values to this variable new list where x in fruits if a is equal to x. Text is new list is the variable and expression then for loop then item then iterable if condition equal to true. Now what is the if condition that we need to put? If condition for us would be, okay, let me write this down. Syntax. For syntax, we need to create a list. So let's write down, let create a variable name variable dimension. Okay, and this would be, let's make this new dimension. So in dimension, what we have the values, that in dimension we would have values of the x, y, z, n, because that is part of list. So let's write x, y, and n. So we created a list. Okay. Now we need to create a new list. And what will be the part of in the new list? Okay, one thing is that we need to define the constraint for this list also. Okay, for this values x, y, z, and that will be only in the range of 0 to x or 0 to z. Okay, we'll do that. But first, let's create the syntax for the new dimension. So let's say what we need to have, print an array of elements that do not sum to n equal to 3. Okay, now how that do not sum to 3? The value of x plus y plus g or I plus j plus k, because this is value of I, j, k, and it should not sum equal to 3. So The return value is new list leaving the old list unchanged. The expression is the current item in the iteration, but it is also the outcome which you can manipulate before it ends up, like a new list item in the new list. Okay, it explains all the points. What is condition? What is iterable? What is expression? So expression is the current item in the iteration. So let's say we for us the expression is the current item. The current item in the list are X, Y, Z, and M. Okay. But here for action, X for write down, then I will change X for write down. X for X in dimension if X plus Y plus Z equal. I don't know it is correct syntax or not, but let us see X plus Y plus. Otherwise, you will consult the discussion. Okay, let's first see how solved. So let's say now we can print the value of new dimension. Okay, I don't know whether this is right or wrong, obviously. Let us see the discussion. Here all the answers for the discussion they have provided everything contains loop, but we do not need we do not have to use the loop for loop because this is using for loop and they have created a person action and to array list. Okay, I don't know. Also, it is wrong because we have not introduced constraints, and I think constraint we need to write that whenever we let me the general syntax. Okay, let us take chat GPT and see how we can solve this. Or we can see the transmissions. List comprehensions are really a way where list can be built without having any for loops to 10 values one by one. Print x, y, z, 4x in. I also did not understand the tutorial. Okay, I cannot copy that. Let me make. Yes. I think we have understand the question. This is the input x. Max value is or I is 0 to x, y is 0 to max value for j is 0, k range 0 to z. First generate all possible I j k combinations. I equal to 0 to 1, j equal to 0 to 1. That produces. Now remove any coordinates where I plus j equal to 3. Result I j k.